Okay, here we go.
So where is that hill?
Come. I will. Good morning.
Good morning.
The head of our child. She prepared the beautiful blanket.
I see it. I'm very happy.
Don't feel no.
Hello. Don't you dare.
From 6 months to 4 years. We were the first to introduce to accept children to 6 months.
They have a rest.
Nobody else wanted to do it because it costs a lot of money.
We've tried to make corners and show you.
You have to give a vest.
Look, this one is so shy. She won't come again.
Angela, I want you to have a look at the 3 of them.
Now here are the beds.
The beds for the siesta.
Siesta. Here are the toilet rooms. Go ahead.
I know they're very important. Are they all trained not to have diapers or they having diapers?
Some of them.
No, sure.
3 or 4 depends. Some go home.
I don't mind to go myself, they give me light, they sleep in the afternoon.
You see, every child has
Volunteers? Trained. Each time is a name.
see the name with the box. There will be outfits. Everyone with the names that you shouldn't change.
Yeah. שלום, שלום לדוד. לא רוצה? מי זה? מי זה?
מה הם משחקים?
במה אתם משחקים? במה אתם משחקים? בהרכבה, נכון? אנחנו מרכיבים? עושים גם פה?
קש.
הנה עוד אחת.
I'm so happy, I really am. I'm very happy.
Forget the pretty lady.
Thank you very much. This is Clermont.
Women before,
Yes, nice to see you again.
I'm
so excited.
Yes, you are. Now, she told you about the program.
Okay, now we go to another room.
A special room.
You show us the rooms. Yes, you want.
So, we have to say something. I'm very happy. This is a wonderful day for me.
Come, you've seen only half. Only half.
ראיתם? יופי.
ממש יפה, תראי. תאכלי ממי,
אוקיי, לבד.
איך היא מקסימה?
The children grow better when they are physically developed.
Yes.
Everything
Also
a
when
child
you do together.
study from physical working.
Yes.
this we call it the sensomotoric center. It's a sensomotoric. It's a movement and the way the child thinks.
So what to do with it?
This is one of the most modern equipment that might arise later.
Coordination in
And
movement.
You saw that how the child, the parent, the parent.
עדינה, גם אני לא ראיתי את זה.
No, yeah. It's not that. But for the child, to be, to play, and to be able to express himself
Does he
better.
go to this game? He stays always behind.
No, we see.
Okay, now let's start.
I was here in 1935.
Please, sir.
well, thank you, Pete.
Thank you. Please.
Yeah, where's the
שלום תלפיות, מה שלומך? טוב לראות אותך. You have to cut the ribbon.
We have to to ask Wizo to build the roads for us. And it will be the quicker and better. What?
I'll say for you שהגענו והגענו לזמן הזה, אמן, אמן.
Amen.
I don't speak Hebrew.
Now we
Wait a minute.
Say amen, you don't have to speak Hebrew.
No.
Let everybody know.
She's okay. Wait. Now comes this. You have to take off. Just hear it.
Oh, I have to say this.
Yes. Take it off.
So I say amen again?
Good, yes.
Bravo. Here you have your name. Now you're
Did
going to
this
cut
very well.
Now I'm officially How about that? Good luck. Thank you.
Say, you have to say the bracha. You have to say the bracha. Amen. Now I can take it back.
Okay, now let's go. עדינה, תלפיות, אני לא יודעת איפה את עושה את זה.
תודה. ישר.
Come, now we go to the... Like this?
Beautiful. I didn't
טובה גם כן. לא, הוא ואשתו. הוא אשתו קיבלה.
בוקר טוב, good morning, כבוד ראש עיריית ירושלים, מר טדי קולק, ואת רעיה יגלום, נשיאת ויצו העולמית, ואת עדינה מטלון, יושבת ראש המחלקה לטיפול בילד, ואת טובה הדני, יושבת ראש המחלקה לנכסים, בינוי ופיתוח בויצו העולמית, Mr. and Mrs. Angela and Marcel Clermont, our donors, our guests of honor, our very generous contributors to this beautiful daycare center. I don't think I have to describe this daycare center to you after you've visited it. From one daycare center to the other, we learn. We learn how to improve. We learn how to give the children in the daycare center a better quality of life. It seems to me that this beautiful daycare center is almost the limit. The opening ceremony of such a daycare center is always a festivity for us in Wizo, but especially in those days when Israel had to absorb hundreds of thousands, to be accurate, 400,000 new immigrants, mainly from the former Soviet Union, from Ethiopia, Latin America, other countries. It is so very important for Wizo to have as many services for them, because although it is not our responsibility to see to it that they all have employment, they all have housing, the social services that Wizo gives to the Olim is so very important, and I'm sure that Mayor Teddy Kollek will refer to it. We always say that children are our future, and it is true. Just speaking to Mr. Clermont now, he said, it is so beautiful. It gives him a taste for more, for another institution in Wizo. There is no doubt whatsoever that when we start with the babies, when we start at a young age, we are preventing problems from arising. Unfortunately, sometimes we have to deal with problems like girls in distress. But when we can give children in a daycare center a good start in life, a chance to have the opportunity to be equal to other children, children who come from normal families, children who can receive the attention of mother and father like in a normal home. The Yiddish mama is known as one who wants to give her child the best. But we know very well that very often, even if the mothers want to give them best, they cannot, because the conditions at home are such. And there comes in the daycare center in order to help the parents, in order to enable the mother to go out to work, and in order to give those children from 7 in the morning until 4 in the afternoon a beautiful home to almost live in, a beautiful home where they get education. You saw the sensomotoric center, which is so very important, mainly in order to prevent problems from arising later, because through this center we can detect those problems. So, Mr. and Mrs. Clermont, I want to tell you that your contribution has helped so many children. So many more children would be added to this daycare center, and through all the years you will be able to be very proud that you have put up a generation of healthy youngsters who have this wonderful opportunity of a good start in life. It gives me now very great pleasure to call upon Teddy Kollek, the mayor of Jerusalem,
Michal, Raya, and mainly Clermont's, Angela here and her husband. Raya and Michal have heard that story often. The city was united. I was asked by Raya, what would we like to have from Wizo? And I mentioned a figure. 4 daycare centers. Now we're already approaching very soon 30. I leave you a margin to work for, right? And on the way here, when I drove through all the difficult roads, I had an idea we would ask Wizo also to take over our roads. They would be much better. This is a new neighborhood. In the old town plans of the British Mandate, they were very concerned about this area because not far from here was the palace of the High Commissioner. But they didn't allow to build here and said that the slope is so steep, it isn't fitting for housing. This has now become maybe the prettiest of all the Jerusalem suburbs, well tended. Over 5,000 families live here. They have practically all the facilities, but not enough of them. Schools and synagogues and mother and child stations and daycare centers, kindergartens. But it's a new neighborhood. People came from all parts of the world. Jerusalem is a more complicated city than all the others. We have in Jerusalem Jews from 104 different cultural backgrounds. At the beginning of the 50s, when the State of Israel was just started, and people from the Islamic countries for the first time could come out, they hadn't heard about Israel, but they had heard about Jerusalem. They had prayed for Jerusalem. The result is that 70% of the population of Jerusalem are people who came from countries between Afghanistan and Morocco. That means large families. They came without means, and they came without applicable skills. Whatever they knew to do there, they wasn't applicable here. On top of this, we are the poorest of all the cities in the country. And I believe number 29 by the income per capita. But we are rich in other things. We have 1,300 places for prayer, 1,100 synagogues, and 200 churches and monasteries and mosques. They all don't pay taxes, of course. All don't pay arnona. And I could go on and tell you we have recently received, as everybody else, a good deal of Russian immigration. Last 2 months we had a particularly good experience, which we are proud. We had about 1,000 Russians coming here from other places because it's, although we are a poor city, they are better received here than in most other places. But without help as the one that we get from Wizo, we would be nowhere. And whatever we can give, faith and atmosphere, and even relations between Jews and Arabs which aren't so bad. We were prophesied it would be a mixture of Belfast and Beirut. It's neither this nor the other. There is less crime here, but it's more publicized through television and everywhere else. So this is the image we have. And you had even cases here in this neighborhood. I remember, how long ago is it? A year and a half or 2 years ago, when somebody was stabbed here in a bus station. But at the same time, we have a park where people from both sides come in, Arabs from the one side and Israelis from the other, and to the mother and child station, to the medical service for the babies, the baby clinic. The nurses speak also Arabic, and the Arab mothers come from the nearby village. It's a good neighborhood, but the crown of it, no doubt, is what Wizo does here. And I would like on behalf, I'm sure you will speak in a minute, and you will put it better than I, but on behalf of the whole city, I would like to express my deep gratitude for what Wizo has done, for what it is doing. Our share in this is comparatively very small. Raya rang about some landscaping here, and we did that quickly. Yes, so to move mountains is my business. Thank you very much.
I can only wish you, Mayor Kolek, to move mountains to 120 in good health. Before introducing to you, calling upon Raya Jaglom, because she needs no introduction, before I call upon her, I want to say that owing to Mrs. Jaglom's care for babies, for more and more daycare centers, we can be very proud this morning of another daycare center, because it's through her influence on her friends, the Clermonts, that we can be here this morning celebrating such a beautiful and marvelous daycare center. And to Adina, later, I will tell you what I think of Adina as head of the department, who does so much for 15,000 children throughout the country. But right now, I would like to call upon Raya Jaglom to bring her message. Bakasha.
Madam Chairman, Mr. Mayor, Angela and Marcel, my colleagues of the World Wizo Executive, guests, friends, the family of Clermont who came from Beersheba, and Haifa, I think, especially. Our chairman, Mrs. Modayi, has spoken beautifully about what Wizo does and what the care centers do for the children. The mayor has told you of his worries and the problems of Jerusalem. I will speak about the Clermonts and about what we expect in future of the mayor of Jerusalem. He doesn't know yet. I was surprised. I've dealt during the many years that I'm serving Wizo with many, many donors. But I've never had such a pleasant, gracious, generous donation so easily as from Angela and Marcel Clermont. It was really only pleasure. Sometimes you have to press for it and explain and say so many things and try to influence and give the problems. Not with Angela and Marcel. It was their 50th wedding anniversary. And then I said, Angela, you don't want a present for that. You want a daycare center. She says, yes. And Marcel said, yes. And that was that. So here we are at a beautiful daycare center today, inaugurating it. And it was a generous gesture of Mr. Clermont saying it should be only in Angela's name. There must be a reason for it, but I don't want to go into it. You don't know it neither. But I want to say that it was really the easiest way of getting any donation from anybody, like from this lovely couple, our friends, the Clermonts. But to all of you, I want to remind you, it's not the first one. Because Marcel and Angela have built in Beersheba 2 daycare centers, one in the name of the late Sylvia Kaufmann Clermont, who was a founder of Wizo Romania. She was one of the leaders of Wizo in Romania, and she knew what Wizo meant. And the other one in the name of their late daughter, Jacqueline. So this one is to really to give you pleasure, to have 120 children, please God, and to come often to see them, and to know that you have not only one granddaughter in New York, and coming now on the way, another boy, as we know, but you have another 120 here. So you will have to come very often to see them. We started when the Intifada started, and it was impossible to get workers and to continue. It was really terrible. And she worked on it so hard. Tova, I thanked you many times, but this time, without you, we would not be here today at the opening of this daycare center. Of course, Adina prepared the beautiful opening and will look after the children, but first you need the building, and this was done by Tova. So really, I can't thank you enough. And now I come to the mountain. On the left hand, when you face this institution, this daycare center, there was a mountain. And I had really sleepless nights. How will I bring the Clermonts and show them that the daycare center is next to a mountain which covers the daycare center? I suffered terribly, and I even complained to my husband, who's a very dear friend of the Clermonts, and I said, what am I going to do? How will I bring them to such a place? And he said, you can't do it, change it, do something else, make another one. And one morning, a few months ago, I woke up in the morning, I said, I have it. I said, Tova, we are going to see Mayor Teddy Kollek, and we are going to tell him to take it off. And with us was a wonderful person whom I miss very much, the engineer, town engineer. I don't know why she's not here. She helped us very, very much, and I was looking forward to see her here, to thank her. And we came to Teddy's office, and I said, Teddy, you know, I have a weakness for Jerusalem and for Teddy. I'm not ashamed to say, for Teddy too. So together, we try to do the best. I tell you, you like Jerusalem to be beautiful, aesthetic, ethic. How can you leave a mountain next to daycare center which is higher than the daycare center? He said it will be taken off. But he said it without knowing what it's going to cost him. So that on another occasion, he said, Raya said, take off a little hill, what is it? It cost me $100,000, but it was taken off. So here I want to thank you. Not only you are thanking us, we are thanking you. You really done what we have never done. You've taken away the mountain. So I don't think that Wizo can do even more here. And for the neighborhood, whose representative sits here, אני מקווה שאתה גם תריח בעצם העובדה שהקמנו כאן עוד מעון יום. ואני מקווה שעוד נבנה כמה. But my proposal to you, Teddy, is the following. That piece of land belongs, give us this piece of land, and we will make here a community center like the chairman of Jerusalem wants to have here in the morning for elderly, then for children, then for a women's center. Do it. We will wait. I hear it takes 2 years. I was told it takes 2 years to change the location. Change it. You have another 2 years' time. We will wait. So this is my proposal to you, and we promise you to find a donor. That's no problem.
We have an agreement.
Okay. You change.
You get the land and you...
No, you give the land, we
you
get
build.
it. Give up.
Okay.
Give me your hand. Okay, it's a deal. So you see? Bravo, Teddy. Okay. And the chairman will be happy. So I want to thank you all for coming, and my colleagues, but most of all, Angela and Marcel. She's really an angel, this woman. I'm not exaggerating. I love them, and I'm very proud of both of you. And I want to thank you again for giving us this magnificent home for the children, of which Mrs. Modai spoke so beautifully. That the purpose is so important in this neighborhood. Thank you to all. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Okay, so now you have the land from Teddy Kollek. Now you have to find us a donor, Mrs. Jaglom. Now it gives me great pleasure to call upon Yoshua Lior, who represents the neighborhood. I'm sure he has a lot of thanks to the Clermont family for having this beautiful addition to the neighborhood. B'vakasha.
Mayor Teddy Kollek, Mrs. Raya Jaglom, Mrs. Modai, Matalon, Mrs. Tekoa, members of the executive of Wizo, I welcome you to this neighborhood. I welcome especially the Clermont family. The Clermont family, it is a pleasure to welcome you to this beautiful neighborhood, as Teddy Kollek already said. I have a feeling that I'm part, it is a family gathering, and I'm part of a family, the Wizo family. We have a long tradition in this neighborhood, in Talpiot, Mizrach, of working together. This is not the first daycare center in our neighborhood. And I would like really to express our thanks in the name of all the people who live in this neighborhood. By the way, we have absorbed in Talpiot, Mizrach, close to 600 families from the Soviet Union. We have also families from Ethiopia. And Mayor Teddy Kollek already mentioned of something about the absorption process. I think that the best absorption process is the process of absorption by the people who live in the same neighborhood. I have
Down the corner here is a school where they have 40 Ethiopian children. It is a joy to see how nice they are, how intelligent they are, how good they are looking, but mainly how well they have been absorbed in the school.
That's true. No, it's all right. It's all right. So I said the tradition of working together with Wizo, and I don't want to make a long speech. I think that at the present situation in Israel, such a daycare center serves one of the most important problems, or one of the most important areas of the day-to-day life living in any city, in any place in Israel. And I'm very happy that Mrs. and Mr. Clermont chose to donate to the establishment of this daycare center in our neighborhood. We have here close to 20,000 citizens, and we are very proud. We are very proud of this neighborhood. We're very proud to live here, and I want to thank you very much. I want to thank the Clermont family. I want to thank Wizo. I want to thank everybody for this beautiful, beautiful daycare center that the people who live here, and especially the children who live here, will be able to use it. So thank you again, and I hope that what you made a deal, Raya, that this will come to fruition, and we will have a community center, which is very much needed here as well. I would like to present Mr. and Mrs. Clermont with a small picture of our neighborhood here.
Thank you very much, Mr. Lior, and I'm sure that the cooperation with the neighborhood too is going to help the quality of life of all the people living here. And Mrs. Raya Jaglom is going to give you the key in a minute. You can use that key to come in anytime you want. Raya.
No, she's a very responsible person. She will not lose this key, and I can see it already exhibited in Geneva. No, you better open it yourself. This is the key for you. Get up, have a look at it, open it. You haven't seen it yet. That's the key to the daycare center.
Look, Marcel.
Just turn it around so he can take a picture of it. And Zasikasha? Yes, yes, of course, of course. 1 minute. I have also for you a Wizo pen. You're in any case a Wizo member, so now you better carry a Wizo pen, because, you know, our friendship. You have one in Geneva, you have another one. No, you don't have this. This is a special one.
This is a live.
Oh. Wait a minute. I have another picture for the wonderful husband who so easily and graciously donated his daycare center. He gets a Legion d'honneur from Wizo. So, here you are, two gentlemen decorators. Okay.
Show.
Ma. Angela, this is a picture. One of the children here who is Russian immigrant children was a photo to keep in your
Lovely. And this and the symbol.
Yes, of course. Yeah.
I'll put my new grandson in here.
Good.
And
Okay.
thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Now we will listen to the lucky husband of Angela Clermont, please.
I have no speeches to make, but after I heard what I did, I want to say that Raya, who has a long, long list of titles and honors, can add one more. The lady that's moving mountains.
You know what? So that I don't get into trouble. Thank you all, and the refreshments are ready.